What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from the Recording. I hope you're having an absolutely wonderful day. I've got a full day of content here for you on Saturday and probably Sunday too, including a live stream, more of a news recap and a chill stream tonight. And also we'll go over all the new developments in the Twitter files. So I hope to see you there. Probably be around dinner time, a little after dinner time. But it's been interesting to see Elon kind of dunking on ruthlessly reporters, bringing them down to the every man or every woman class, has been an extremely interesting and fulfilling thing to watch. He's masterfully exposed their enormous hypocrisy in terms of their actual demands for free speech because, well, he clearly doesn't like journalists in general, and most of us don't, at least journalists TM. They've been replaced by neckbeards and what's a neckbeard woman? I'm not sure. Mop tops? I don't know. But this has been interesting. The meltdowns, the absolute meltdowns like Keith Olbermann, even Barry Weiss betrayed Elon Musk. It's been an interesting story to watch, and I want to take an opportunity to share really important channel sponsor, Meta PCs. Huge shout out to this video sponsor, Meta PCs. Look, if you've been around, you know that I've been talking about Meta PCs for a very long time. In fact, it's the primary computer I use. But it's not just because they're a sponsor. It's for so many more reasons. They have fully customizable, configurable PCs and all the hardest to find parts in stock and ready to go. They also have ready to ship PCs ready for you today. Here's a couple of reasons why I like Meta PCs. First and foremost, it's veteran ownership. Meta PCs is a veteran-owned business. One of Meta's owners has served both in Afghanistan and Iraq and received a Purple Heart for his service. Meta also employs military veterans in Meta's operations center and also provides systems to veterans going back to school to help them re-enter the workforce all across the United States. They offer financing. It has 100% US-based sales and support. And when you receive your PC, it's ready to go right out of the box. You don't have to get complicated and set things up. You just plug it all in and you're ready to rock. And on top of that, Meta PCs is offering you, my viewer, a huge discount when you use the link in the description or you use promo code TheQuartering. If you use my code at checkout, not only do you save money, but you support my content and a company that will not bow to cancel culture. So maybe you're not ready to pick up a new computer today, but when you are, remember to go to metapcs.com and use promo code TheQuartering to support me and to save money. And everybody wins. Obviously, I know you might not be in the market like this instance for a computer, but Meta has been my strongest supporter and they support a lot of my fellow content creators. So when you're ready for a PC, use promo code TheQuartering. This by Libby Emmons. Elon Musk unfollows Barry Weiss after her virtue signaling Twitter tirade. We talked a little bit about this on yesterday's live stream, but it's part of a bigger picture. You see, by the way, shout out to Libby. She's great. On Friday, Twitter CEO Elon Musk unfollowed Barry Weiss after she said that he should reinstate the journalists that had doxed his real-time location on the social media service. An act, he said, was basically posting terminate him coordinates. Weiss also said Twitter under his leadership was a regime that was governed by its own whims and biases. I don't actually disagree with that. I think the whole thing between Barry and Elon here is they're both right. And Elon does not strike me as a guy that keeps people around that kind of defy him very often. I could be wrong about that, but certainly in the way that he's interacting with people on Twitter, and kind of like his, quick turn here seems to suggest that might be true. And that's probably not uncommon for people worth $1 bazillion. Musk told Weiss, rather than rigorously pursue truth, you are virtue signaling to show that you are good in the eyes of the media elite, to keep one foot in both worlds. And again, he's right. They were both right. Marie Oakes wrote, Elon Musk unfollowed Barry Weiss. On Wednesday, Musk announced that he would suspend any accounts that dox a real person's real-time location following an incident where his son was followed by some sort of weirdo. He subsequently suspended several journalists and users such as Jack Sweeney who are providing Musk's private location to the public, such as by publishing the coordinates of his private jet. Weiss posted Friday that the old regime of Twitter was governed by its own whims and biases, and it sure looks like the new regime has also, and I oppose it in both cases. She absolutely is virtue signaling here, and many of you told me to be wary of Bari Weiss, and it looks like you were right. I wasn't very familiar with her, but after going back and looking at her interview on Rogan, it seems like people were right to be suspicious. Now, that does not discredit her reporting in this case, but she certainly did seem to try and do exactly as she was suggesting, what Elon was suggesting. Elon took it personally and said, what should the consequences be of doxing someone's real-time exact location? Assume your child is at that location, as mine was. Elon says, Bari, this is a real question, not rhetorical. What is your opinion? She finally asked, if someone messed with my baby or my family, I'm sure I'd change the rules to ban the jet account too. But last month, you said you were leaving it up to show your commitment to free speech. So doesn't it make sense that people would be confused? Yes, I think she's right. I think it's a fair criticism that Elon has said, I'm going to leave it up. Or then he went to it's going to be a 24-hour delay. But I think everybody understands why he reacted in the way that he did. Given the mixed messaging, I would have given more notice on the new rule before punishing anyone for violation. And if they violated it again, totally fair game to take action against those accounts. But I think people object to the lack of a clear process and communication. I don't envy any of these decisions, but the problem with old Twitter was that the rules were vague, unevenly applied, and often backfilled to suit political prejudices of management. New Twitter has an opportunity to be different, open, transparent, and above partisan fray. She's not wrong. I don't think this was a partisan thing, though. This was like the man's family, But it seemed like there was an awful lot of pressure on Elon Musk to unsuspend these journals. But what I think is really interesting, what's been really interesting about Elon is he's absolutely revealed in a calculated manner that the modern legacy blue check journalists are liars. We saw this I still get people in my mentions who are arguing with me about, well, Elon Musk's private jet information was public knowledge. No, it isn't. Yes, tail numbers are public. And yes, you can track commercial flights or even private flights that have, that by their tail numbers. However, Elon Musk pays for this privacy stuff through the FAA, which means it is not the only way to actually find its location is to circumvent that. You are providing information about his location that is not public information. Elon tweets yesterday and pins, so inspiring to see the newfound love of freedom of speech by the press. It's obviously a mention or a call out to, how the media, the narrative, the MPC software update from the last time around was for the last, 10 years has been like, Twitter's a private company, it can do as it wishes. Now suddenly, clown shoes people like Keith Olbermann, Ben Collins, and all these like journalists that just hate the man, and then they try to pretend like they're objective, are suddenly clamoring for freedom of speech. So this is why I'll say I don't care. If these journalists stayed banned forever, I don't care. And I just admit that to you, my viewer, as like, I am human, I am weak. I think that Elon's emotions get the best of him sometimes. This whole, I agree that he should roll out the rule and that he should give people a little bit of time to adjust to it, then have actual clear penalties. Because as somebody who's been shadow banned and continues to be shadow banned on Twitter, I wish this were true for many of my peers that were banned over the period of time. That is the rational me talking. But these are journalists. They think they're better than you. In fact, they know they're better than you. It isn't like this thing that they're not totally sure about. They know they're better than you. And so I think that, Elon, you see, he's roasting the old verified people too. This is a legacy verified account. It may not be notable. This account might not be notable, never was. I think what Elon is masterfully doing is eroding this old culture of, like, would you call it a caste system? Is that not right? That doesn't seem, maybe a hierarchy where people with blue checks were seen, presented as better than you, better than everybody else, and more reliable and truthful and trustworthy. What we found over the years is that's just not true. People were buying certificate blue check marks for as much as $25,000. The way in which accounts were awarded blue check marks was politically biased. Yesterday, it says, the people have spoken. Accounts who dox my location will have their suspensions lifted. And I voted in this, and I said he should unban them. Like, I think that that's true. Now, a 7-day suspension wouldn't have been a big deal. By the way, 3.6 million votes. I voted that they should be unsuspended. However, I'll say this. If they do it again, I don't care if they get perma'd. All right? He's been very clear about this. If you could say anything, the rule about doxing his real-time plane location, posting that, he's very clear about it. And a lot of people wanted to stand on that hill because they knew it made him feel unsafe, and it's actually disgusting. You know, the man's family, his child was put at risk because of potentially, at least in part, this issue. Now, he has restored these accounts, but Elon Musk lifts the Twitter suspension of journalists following poll results calling for their return. Announced that he had lifted the suspensions of journalists who allegedly violated the platform's doxing policy following the results of the poll he conducted among Twitter users. The people have spoken. Accounts who dox my location will have the suspension lifted now. I mean, he is a man of his word in terms of the surveys. I think that going forward, I like how CNN refers to them as prominent journalists. They aren't prominent. Nobody likes them. What the genius of what Elon's doing right now with Twitter is that he has lifted the veil on this like second-class citizen thing. Everyone feels empowered. It's the era of the citizen journalist. You, the viewer, me, the creator, we're on the same level. We're both competing for the truth, yearning for the truth to share it. And I think that is a great new era in Twitter. And it's always great to dunk on Keith Olbermann, who continues to use his dog's Twitter account because his main Twitter account got suspended. Absolutely pathetic. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please do leave a like on it and click that subscribe button down below, and we'll talk to you again real soon.